A lot of people didn't know that he didn't host the first show, that he wasn't there. So, but here we go. Our first guest of tonight, radio personality from the Carlucci Show. Let's give him a late night welcome for Gregg Carlucci. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, Johnny?
How you doing? All right.
Good to be here.
Finally got here.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. I'm glad to be here. It's cool.
You should be.
This is the third show I've done in 4 years, and you know, not as professional as the other ones, but I'm kidding, Johnny.
That's all good. Listen, we
No,
had a
it is an
little
honor.
bit of a rough start today. It's we're a little short on staff. I fired my floor director for the third time this year. What are you gonna do?
Johnny and I like to bust on each other. Johnny was a guest on my show a couple months ago. We had a really good time.
Yeah.
So
that was fun.
now you do the interviewing today.
Now what's going on, man? Talk to me. Like, how did you start off getting into radio? Who was your radio personality that you loved to listen to when you were a kid?
Who do you think?
Howard Stern?
Yeah.
All right.
I get called Italian Howard Stern. I actually like that. Yeah, it was pretty much Howard Stern. It was, I was a big fan of Opie and Anthony, Howard Stern, and Ron and Fez. I liked Ron and Fez. But the reason why I got into this and I always wanted to do it was because of Stern. I mean, he revolutionized it.
But what year did he actually start? When was he out there?
Stern started in like 1983.
Okay, yeah, around there.
I think. And, I try not to, we all end up doing some of the same stuff that he does, but, it's kind of cliche radio to copy him. And I try to do my own thing.
You really can't copy him too much because he is who he is. I mean, it's, it's pretty much Howard Stern's Howard Stern.
Yeah, he's himself, and a lot of radio personalities like to just kind of do, reflect off of what he does, and he created it and let him do it. You know what I mean?
Sound like I'm a wild guy, but I don't bring my wildness as much as I like to on
You
the
are a wild guy,
on the
Johnny.
show. But people say, why don't you have porn stars on? Why don't you have strippers on? Because I want this to be like a family street. I want anyone to be able to watch it without saying, oh, look, he's a degenerate putting on this stuff.
I had a girl on. She doesn't care that I say this, but we called her lesbian. Her name was Lee. Very dear friend of mine. I love her, and she was kind of almost co-hosting with me in the beginning, and we talked about that a lot. Like, I actually have a lesbian on my show, but I've had the opportunity to have porn stars on and soft porn stars on, and just like you, it's kind of like, I can get dirty and crazy and that kind of stuff. It's not really a path that I ever really wanted to go down.
I'm more of a ball buster. I'd rather be doing that.
That's what I am, exactly.
You know what it is? And the ratings, if you're not like a household name and you start bringing on all these like porn stars and, Playboy models, you kind of lose followers.
Yeah.
People that maybe don't want their kids watching you, or like just mothers that don't want to see it, or you know what I mean? Howard Stern's a guy who was already has a name. He went with that. It's just people wanting just to see what he was going to do next. That's what that's what it really was.
People, even
if people didn't like him, wanted to see what he was going to do.
People who didn't like him wanted to see what he was going to do next, and that's why he was so successful.
My father was a big Howard Stern fan. We used to listen to him going to work in the morning.
Howard Stern now is not the type of personality that he was 20 years ago.
He's mellow now.
20 years ago, now he's kind of like it's his penance. He's getting along and everybody's making up on everybody. That's fine. I mean, he's getting older. But the one thing that I can say about him in the least non-kissing his butt way is he's the best interviewer in the world.
Oh, no, listen.
There's no talk
hands
show
down.
host, nobody. He is the best interviewer in the world, period. And that's kind of like what he's doing now. He's winding down his career. Because I'm going to take over his spot, so he's winding.
Well,
right,
good.
guys?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, yeah.
Well, don't be like some people out there that they forget where they came from when you do make it, okay?
I remember you, Johnny.
He'll remember me. So now listen, you've been on hiatus for a while from the show. Where were you originally filming? You were at a college? Where were you?
I went to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Okay.
And fortunately, they had small studios. We were kind of like in a dive place on Route 17 in Hasbrook Heights. And then our graduation day, they built a new studio. So we were able to have a beautiful studio.
Yeah,
it was just amazing. I wish you were there instead of my dining room. And I was able to do that there for 5 years. The only thing that I did not like about it was people would walk by the window and just look in, and my guests would get distracted. Yeah. It was like we were like animals in a zoo or something.
That was like in Beverly Hills 90210. You remember when they had the radio show they got everybody could see in?
Yeah. So my guests would like be looking off, and I'd be like, all right. So long and short is I just basically kind of got a little agitated at certain people there and left to go to, I was talking to John, he knows the Comedy Cove very well in Springfield, New Jersey, great people over there. So I did it there for about 6 months, and then last April, I started it in my house. Something I never thought I would do. I always said I wasn't a basement radio host in my underwear.
Yeah.
But I do it for my dining room, and Johnny P came to my dining room, man.
And I busted your chops.
And we had a good time, 2-hour show.
Yeah, he had his, can I say something? He had his dog there.
Yeah, the whole time
The
you
dog
were
kept
getting pissed
sniffing
off.
me every time.
I
right
just
before
got
we were
him.
gonna go on. He's licking me. I'm like, dog. I go,
my
put
Titan,
that
man.
dog in the bathroom.
Yeah, he kept saying the whole time, this guy. This is what people don't know about Johnny. He comes in, he's like, you know, he's all like, so what are we going to talk about? What? I'm like, John, calm down, relax.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No, because I prepared for my questions.
Yeah, whatever.
2 weeks ago, I told you to send me a list.
What if I take these? Come on.
Then I'm done. No, I can improv for you.
No, so, you know, the whole time it's the dog, the dog, the dog. I can't. I said, Johnny, you're such a diva. Just chill out. The dog will eventually go to sleep. So
I'm
we had
a
good
bitch.
time. It was cool. It was cool to have you on. I had Mike Marino on at my house.
No, he's awesome. Now talk to me. Tell me some of your favorite guests of all time that are on your show.
Man, you know, every time I get asked about my guests, I forget like 90% of them, and it's out of no disrespect whatsoever. But my favorite guest of all time, some people may have heard of him. He's deceased. God rest his soul. Mike, the kid from Brooklyn, the YouTube guy.
No.
Mike Carlucci or something, his name was. Mid-60s. He used to be real fat, and then he lost a ton of weight, and he was just a ranter. I tell you. And I had Mike on my show 4 times, and I swear I was going to bring him with me no matter where we went, and unfortunately passed away 2.5 years ago. But Mike was like a wind-up toy. You started, you had to ask him questions, you had to feel him out, and he was, what do you want? And then once he got started. So, you know, and then it was cool to interview Goomba Johnny, who I listened to growing
Goomba
up.
was on the show.
Amazing guy.
Great guy.
Another guy I listened to growing up was Kane Peterson. He did my show. You know, Beanie Siegel was my first celebrity interview. Famous rapper. That was pretty awesome. Joanne from Bensonhurst, actually.
Yeah, but you know what, Joanne from Benson? I hope
Did she do this show?
Yeah, she did the show a couple of times.
Who hasn't done this show?
Then I gave her. My mother hasn't done it. That's about it. We gave Joanne our own segment. I forgot what it was called, Late Night Rants or whatever. But she was with us about 6 months, and they picked her up for a reality show.
Oh, they did?
And then they signed her. She couldn't do nothing with us, and 18 months went by, nothing happened. So then she wanted to come back, and I was done with it. But she
was fun.
I haven't heard from her in about 3 years, so returned my phone call.
Great
I wanna
girl.
Say hi.
Joanne will watch it. What's up, Joanne? She was
Joanne.
hilarious. I got her right when she was at the thick of doing the Fox 5 stuff.
She's dynamite.
Yeah. Freddie Rubino, Mike Marino.
We had Freddie on the show.
Love Freddie.
He's another
yeah,
one.
Fred did I saw
Freddie
that.
disappeared too. I think he's in Florida selling hot dogs or something.
No, he called my show a month ago.
Oh, he did?
He was hilarious.
Freddie, if you're out there, extra lettuce, whatever.
Freddie.
Sauerkraut. No, you know what? We did a 75th roast, and he killed it.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He destroyed me.
Yeah, I saw
But
that.
he was so funny. I
I
mean,
think I was like the 1 or 2 people who watched the show.
yeah, probably 3.
You knew it. Everybody does this to me, so I got to do it to you. So go ahead.
That's tired. Listen, that's almost your time. Tell me, what are your plans for what are your plans for the future?
You know, John, just like you, I always told you I had a lot of respect for you.
Thank
you know, you have a day job and you do this, and no one really realizes what we go through. We don't get paid for this. You know what I mean? I've talked to people who want to be big-time superstars. I talk to people who just want to do basic stuff and just live an average life. You know, that's totally fine. What do I want to do? I want to be the next Howard Stern.
Listen, you know, this
Just like you want to be the next David Letterman.
This here's a lot of work, and people don't realize it.
No.
It's a lot of work, but some reason I do it.
Just want to, you know, want to reach the world, you know? So.
Well, listen, I'm here for you, bro.
Yep,
You
my
know
man.
what I mean? Craig Carlucci, everybody. Let's give it a hand. Yeah. All right. That's what I like to hear. Wake the dead.